Hello everyone, my name is Rami Tarabai. I'll be presenting my part in the site module. As Riyad already mentioned, this is the first family in the site module. The number one here denotes the family. This family is the location. And we'll start by the first one, which is access to amenities. Access to amenities means that we are looking for places or sites that have access to basic amenities. Basic amenities mean that buildings or services that are necessary for people in order to live and have access to whatever they need in their daily life. Okay? So here we have a list of all the necessary basic amenities. We have supermarkets, post office, restaurant, pharmacy, bank. And the more the project has access to one of these, the higher the score will be. Okay? For example, we will take a live example here. We are in the OE8 Baye. And for example, supermarket. We have here one supermarket that is nearby. Let's say its name is ABC. It is existing or planned. We are accepting the planned amenities at condition that this planned amenity will be completed within 1 year of the project. So if it is more than 1 year, it will not be accepted. So here we can say it's existing. And regarding the walking distance, studies have shown that the acceptable walking distance for any amenity is not beyond 400 meters. Because for our climate here, which is a moderate climate, more than 400 meters would mean that some people would not like to walk. They will prefer taking the car. That's why 400 meters is selected as the maximum walking distance for acceptable amenities. Here we can put 300 meters, for example. It will pass. Okay? So we can see the score being updated below. This is 5%. Why 5%? Because this is 1 out of 20. So 1 out of 20 is 5%. If we take another one, for example, restaurant, yes, restaurant whatever, it is also existing, walking distance 200 meters. So we can see here the score is updated to 10%. Okay? It's clear, yeah. If you have any question, please maybe raise your hand or let me know. I will go through all criteria, and whenever you have, yes.
This is only considered for walking system for 400 meters. Anything above 400 not to be considered here?
Yes, yes, because beyond 400, maybe people will not like to walk. They will prefer taking the car. And the intent of this criteria is to encourage people to have an active lifestyle and take a walk and do some maybe exercise instead of taking the car and polluting the environment. Okay?
Sorry.
Yes.
All amenities here have the same weightage?
Yes, yes. It's all the same weight. And you may also, if you have, for example, a project that is a mall, and you have restaurants part of the mall or offices or whatever, you can include one of them within these amenities as well.
Only one?
Yes, only one. And you cannot count more than one out of these. For example, if you have 2 restaurants nearby, you cannot count more than one. It's only one. Okay?
So it's more related to how many types there are?
Yes, yes. So I move on to the second one. This is access to public transportation. Also, the intent here is to encourage people not to take their own car, and everyone drives his own car to work or to whatever he wants to do. It's more about also having multiple people taking the public transportation and reducing the pollution that is caused by taking each one taking his own car. Here as well we have, you can see the screen, right? It is clear for you? Okay. You have multiple options that are acceptable for public transportation. We have the public bus line, the private bus line, the campus bus, and the common taxi. Just a small note regarding the taxi. We mentioned common taxi on purpose because taxis like Careem or Uber are not accepted. Careem and Uber, you know, it's only one person taking the car to one place. It's not multiple people within the same car. So common taxi, we mean by that here we call it service. Yeah. So we have one car that is waiting for 4 or 5 people. When it's full, it takes. Yeah.
But with Uber and Careem, you have the option to actually allow other people with you.
But yeah, you're right. But Uber and Careem are everywhere. So wherever you are, you can take Uber and Careem, and we cannot guarantee that Uber and Careem will be used for this purpose. Most of the time, it's only one person.
Okay. So what do you mean by private bus line?
Private bus line, like when you have a company or an industrial facility, and there is a bus line dedicated for this that takes the employees from and to the office, the building. Yeah.
Sorry, may we change the name from public transportation to common transportation? Because public is here, the government is absent in our area.
Okay. Okay, we can take this into consideration. It's okay. Yes.
Do we have like proper data on public bus lines that we can use? Like, how do you plan to certify when there's no like actual official map with the lines?
Based on my experience, there are some maps for Lebanon, especially for Beirut, and there are also some. You can do some research regarding line Beirut-Trablus or line. So, a bit of research. You can know exactly what are the available bus lines and even the taxis and. Okay, it's not publicly available. You're right.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It seems a little bit more research.
Yeah. Yes.
There's a startup called Bus Stop, if I'm not mistaken.
Sorry.
The whole class for
I cannot hear. Is there any microphone?
No, it's fine. There's a startup, I think they're called Bus Map.
Okay.
They have mapped the whole bus routing for all the buses available in
Oh, very nice.
So
Okay.
this is actually available.
Maybe, doctor, we can add it as a reference. Okay.
Yes.
So, Brahim, you're taking notes. Yeah. Okay.
Here also the 400 meter are applicable. What do you mean but you have access?
Yes. I didn't reach that yet, so I can go with an example. So let's say this is here we have public transportation route, which is let's say Beirut Tripoli. Okay. Transportation mode, it's public transportation. Existing or planned, it's existing. We have also the average frequency because we don't want public transportation to be more like than 1 hour per day. So it needs to be at least between the one pass and the other 30 minutes. Let's say it should not exceed 30 minutes. Let's say 25. Also the walking distance. If you're in this office here and you want to take a public transportation, if it is more than 400 meters walking distance, you may prefer to take your car to here and back. So that's why it's also selected as 400 meters. Okay, so this is pass. Here the score is 20% because each separate public transportation route will have 20% score. So if you have 5 here, you can take 100% score. Okay? Any other question? Okay. Yes.
I'm sorry. About the 25 minutes between the buses. Again, I guess the same question applies. And I'm just thinking out loud with you guys. There's no certified way of knowing how long it takes between buses. And I think Tripoli Beirut line, they leave every 50 minutes if I'm not mistaken. Like even
It's much more frequent. Yeah.
I'm talking about the big. I guess maybe I'm talking about the Connex.
Yeah. Connex, it's at specific times. I think it's 15 minutes, Connex.
Okay.
Right? 15 minutes. So, but yeah, you're right. Some places you will need to do some research, some additional research, just to know exactly how many bus lines are within 1 hour. Okay. So the next one is preserve or enhance ecological value. Here we're talking about two types of sites. We have the green fields and the brown fields. For the green fields, we mean by that the sites that are at natural state. No human has touched them or no works have been done on this site. Brown fields are the opposite, the sites that where works have been done, maybe construction works, maybe excavation works. So in the first case, let's say we have a site that is 1,000 square meters. Site type is whatever, green field or brown field. It should be either protected or restored. So if we have a green field, we should protect at least, we should protect a percentage of the site in order to gain points in this criterion. So for example, let's say we protected 100 meters. 100 meters would give us 20% score. What we mean by protect is during construction, we put like a barrier at the boundary of the area to be protected, and we don't allow any construction works within this protected area. Okay, so here to achieve a score of 100%, we have to do 50% restoration or protection of the existing land. If we have a brown field, like a field where there is an existing building that was demolished or we have maybe has been excavated, we have to perform what is called a restoration. Restoration means we have to bring an ecological expert to do an assessment of the site and of the area and check what are the existing natural fauna and flora and do the restoration accordingly in order to mimic the existing conditions. Okay? So as I said, 50% will earn the project 100% score, 50% of the protected or restored area. And that's it. Any question regarding this? Yes?
The landscape area is not part of the protected area, and if you develop it as a landscaped area.
Yes, but you have to consider not doing like, you have to use existing plants that are adapted to the local climate. You can't bring plants that need a lot of water and are not part of the local ecology. Okay? This is part of restoration, of course.